So I was born in Accra, Ghana, which is Ghana's country in West Africa, and I grew up with my extended family. So I grew up with my parents, my grandmother, grandfather, my aunts and uncles, my cousins. I grew up with everyone. It was like 30 people in our house, and it was a loving household. Had lots of fun, lots of freedom to run around. And unfortunately, around 5, my father passed away in a car accident. And so at that point, my uncle, who was living in the US at the time in Chicago, and his wife decided to adopt me and bring me to the US. And so it was an interesting period. In Ghana, America is like, the promised land, the land of milk and honey. So everyone is like, it's like winning the lottery, I guess it's the equivalent. And so for me, I was thrilled as a kid. I saw the cartoons. I just thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be a wonderful experience. And I was looking very much forward to it. So that happened when I was about 7 and a half, when I finally came over to Chicago.
And how big was the town that you grew up in?
Well, Accra is actually the capital of Ghana.
Oh, it is.
So it's a couple of million people. And so it's a city. But my neighborhood was my world, pretty much, as a 5, 6-year-old. So that was relatively small, and it was a good time. We didn't have a lot, but it was a good time.
Was that your first airplane trip to come over here?
Of course, yes, and I flew by myself actually, and remember being terrified but excited. As a kid, I think you can experience a lot of things and not really understand the depth of it, like not knowing the plane is going to crash, or not knowing, something could happen to me. I just was excited about the adventure of being on a plane and going to another country, and so it was wonderful.